Is it possible to achieve peace through painting or diplomacy through dance? Perhaps a meeting of the minds through music? One American woman seems to think that the arts and culture can go a long way to healing divisions, and she's travelled all the way to Asia to prove it. Southeast Asia correspondent Karen Percy reports from Bangkok.
American Wendy Sternberg travels the world in search of cultural experiences. Her latest trip has brought her to Thailand and Southeast Asia.
Thailand has a really rich history of arts and culture, and it's very celebrated in day-to-day life.
But there's nothing everyday about the projects she's working on.
Taking artists from cultures in conflict, pairing them together or grouping them together, and looking at ways to use art as a neutral creative space to break down barriers.
Dr. Sternberg began her non-profit organisation Genesis at the Crossroads a decade ago as a way to use music and art to help heal rifts.
Our ensemble, which is called Saffron Caravan, is a conglomerate of artists from Iran, Afghanistan, Cuba, Morocco, and the United States. And the fact that they share the same stage is already one thing, that those countries are in the same sentence is already one thing. And then as we're traveling around the world with this group of musicians, they're integrating with artists from other countries.
Dr. Sternberg's group has also brought together Israelis and Palestinians. Her latest plan is to establish a program in Cambodia where the 1970s genocide of the Khmer Rouge still haunts many.
We went from the National Museum with all of the statues and other things from this period of Angkor Wat and the glory days of Cambodia. And then you look at all these downtrodden people that are living in subsistence level poverty conditions and issues related to their own personal environment that's keeping them so downtrodden. And the idea of can they express themselves and reclaim their personal identity? And music is a way to do that.
As many as 2.1 million people were killed under the Khmer Rouge, an entire generation of people.
Some of that's been so internalized into the fabric of daily life. And how do you take a group of people and help them externalize emotion in the form of something that's safe?
Despite its recent difficulties, Cambodia has a rich cultural past, something Dr. Sternberg would like to tap into.
To take a group of women or multiple generations of women that have sung to their children or sung in the fields or while they're cooking, or some of the other music that's been a part of Cambodian fabric and life, and bring it to the public, and also mix it with other music from other cultures where there's been some issues. Like I said, Vietnam would be a perfect one to help them understand they have things to share.
Wendy Sternberg spent 14 years as a private practice doctor in Chicago before taking on this mission.
I was personally really disturbed when Daniel Pearl was beheaded in Pakistan, and then subsequently when people were returning from the military, coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan and bludgeoning their girlfriend to death or killing parts of their families. And clearly we were not addressing a lot of issues of trauma. I grew up in a family that was very artistic oriented, so ethnic music was just part of the fabric of my life, and it wasn't different. It wasn't something unusual. It was how cultures were celebrated all over the world.
Now she isn't just celebrating cultures, she's bringing them together in the hopes that shared joy will triumph shared pain.
Karen Percy reporting from Bangkok.